Hi folks, Blake here, hope you're doing well, and I'm back with a new YouTube video, and this one is a reaction. So previously I reacted to Ren's song Hi Ren, and obviously he's been doing amazingly well. I'm sure if you're watching this you might be a fan of Ren, or at least have heard of him. And there was that amazing news maybe about a month ago where he claimed the #1 album spot for his album Sick Boy. And this is incredible because it was all released independently. He didn't have the budget of all the people he was comparing to that were on massive labels and all that. And based on the few songs I've seen from Ren, it makes sense. It's brilliant songwriting, it's very heartfelt, it's very based on real life experiences. His experiences with kind of chronic health conditions, both physical and mental health conditions. And he's written some amazing stuff which is really quite profound. So because of this, and as a result of him doing the amazing feat of reaching #1 with his album, I thought I'd react to another song and music video by Ren. So I'm not new to Ren, I've seen some of his music before, but I've not seen this video. We're going to react to his most recent, at least at the time of recording, music video, and it's for Money Game Part 3, and the original link for the video is down in the description below in case you want to check it out for yourself. Very dramatic. It's a bit Phantom of the Opera kind of esque. Now I've not seen this, so I don't know what this is about, but this kind of switching up of characters, I know that Ren's been very outspoken about how against the kind of music industry he is, and I wonder if this is I don't know, could be wrong and I'm sure I'll be corrected in chat, but I wondered if this is a kind of representation of how fickle the music industry is. A talented pianist and he just gets moved on by the next person to come along and, you know, get signed and be young and promising. Maybe not, but I don't know, just an initial thought.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student #1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematic equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocol.
I really love the dramatic nature of the music. Basically, it's written in such a way where it sounds quite bright. It sounds quite like the introduction of a kind of jaunty storytelling part, but you can tell there's like a deepness in there. You can tell there's kind of something not quite right, a sadness there. And the way he's done his lyrics, obviously his lyrics are always great, but it's kind of hinting at some issues. Like at this point, he's kind of being brought up and he's being kind of brought into a well-educated and quite, you know, middle class or higher family, and he's being privately educated and he's showing off. He's doing amazingly well at school. He's really talented. And you can still feel this kind of this undercurrent of something a bit darker and not quite right. And whether it's not quite right with his family, but more suitably probably not quite right with the environment, the kind of money environment, and kind of where he's being moved towards, what he's going to end up as and doing. Yeah, I'm already excited. It's amazing kind of storytelling. And the music just accents that so perfectly, just kind of hints at this darkness sort of inside.
17 and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18 and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns that truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
What an unbelievable kind of, I want to say song, but I guess it's more than that, isn't it? It's kind of a narrative, it's a storytelling device, and it's kind of a critical analysis of corruption and how wealth can both kind of cause corruption and be completely embroiled in it. You know, it's talking about this character being basically doing nuclear arms deals, running politics and being in control of various big decisions, meeting and probably controlling various big people, organisations, that sort of stuff. Lots of things related to kind of international drug use and international kind of transport of things and things like that. And you can see how both in his performance and in the lyrics, his character is getting more and more sort of unhinged, and also kind of how the lines of ethics are being sort of completely lost. He's started growing and getting more and more kind of business deals that were based on making money. And then he said something about kind of this idea of the lie sells itself, and kind of, you know, you're wavering on kind of not telling the complete truth in sort of the search of, in the pursuit of making money. And it's led from that to kind of drugs and arms and all that sort of stuff. And it's really cleverly designed, and you'll probably notice that the music is getting more and more frantic. It's getting quicker, more and more frantic, as if like kind of narrating his life. It's being a kind of very good kind of musical representation of what's going on in the character's head and in his life as well. I think it's genius, it's really clever.
"35, he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed up, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Just want to stop it again to talk about how basically amazing this storytelling is through his lyricism, that's kind of pointed out how someone's life can be completely ruined, the toll it can take on someone based on like a very extreme case of capitalism and where that can lead, and kind of, you know, getting lost in sort of the ethics of dangerous deals and going from that. And it was quite nice, the change in music when he took the phone call about his dad, and obviously that was kind of his life-changing moment, because throughout this song he's had points where he's the dad talking to himself, and that's clearly his anchor, that's his point that he's following to determine what success is, right? You've got to make your own money, you've got to kind of be a man, all that kind of analysis of what that means, how you define your role in society and everything. I think that was really, really clever. And what you could tell, what I really liked, is during the part where he had the phone call with his dad, kind of more bass notes came in, suggesting sort of the gravitas. It slowed back down again after all the franticness, and bass notes came in and it slowed down, suggesting that this is like a really heavy subject that he's taking the phone call about. It's really laying out the theme very well, and slowing it down also kind of represented that it's a life-changing moment that's kind of suddenly been a change to his system. It's a shock to his system and he doesn't know how to process it, and then we see that in the subsequent, you know, bad choices that are made after that. It's just genius, really, really clever. I like how he's getting wheeled in like he did on the High Ren video as well.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Call the music.
That's an incredible bit of lyricism as well, isn't it? This idea that we're all involved in the rat race, we're all chasing our own kind of personal endeavours, and, you know, it doesn't kind of tune into the kind of classic good systems of community and kind of helping each other out.
This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface, then consume till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. 45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Wow. Yeah, what an incredible sort of evaluation of, I want to say modern day life, but it's not really, is it? It's anything that involves people that have been chasing a rat race, trying to get ahead by financial means and looking out for themselves. And it's fair that he kind of slates a lot of different people and blames it on basically the system as the reason for doing so, which makes kind of sense. Because a lot of the things we care about are controlled or at least kind of aligned with very wealthy sort of benefactors. It's genius, really clever, and yeah, the way that he's crafted this story of this character who everything that made him kind of also destroyed him in the end. As with all of his videos, it's more of an experience than a song at this point, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again. Amazing. Thank you for watching. That was my reaction to Money Game Part 3 by Ren. Just such an incredible artist, and it's truly deserved that he reached #1 spot for album sales in the UK as an independent musician, and what an amazing thing to do as well. So hard to do that. If you enjoyed this, please like it and let me know, and please comment and let me know anything I might have missed. I appreciate there's such complicated ideas and videos encapsulated that might not have captured everything. If you like music related content on YouTube, then I not only do reaction videos like this, I do my own music releases, I do guitar lessons, I do musical vlogs, I do loads and loads of stuff, and I'm trying to release stuff all the time. And if you'd like to follow me, I greatly appreciate that. If you'd consider clicking the subscribe and notification bell buttons, then you'll get notified every time I release a new video here on YouTube. Thanks very much, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.
Dim lights shine down an empty street.